Hello everyone, my name is Young Falcon, and today I want to discuss the Nintendo Switch. There's something interesting there when the Nintendo Switch is talked about. Never before have I seen a Nintendo console this talked about and hyped up since, well, the SNES, or even the Nintendo Wii. Everyone is chatting about the handheld capabilities, the brand new games that are being announced, and of course the interesting motion controls. It looks very appealing, but why? I mean, let's be real. They say the Switch themselves is just a huge crockpot of all the Nintendo consoles smashed in together as some weird Frankenstein. So what's making it one of the most #1 trending things on YouTube? And it's been trending on Twitter for 3 days straight. And what's making all these pre-orders fly off store shelves? Well, today we're going to talk about all of that. Why the Nintendo Switch is going to be the most successful console in Nintendo's long history. Reason number one is the portability. Nintendo's big marketing ploy is the simple fact that it's a handheld first and a console later. This means it's a great gaming machine that you can take on the go that has a decent amount of power packed into it. And it will be boosted with more power by the time we get to our television screens thanks to overclocking. On top of that, the party device will allow us to play with our friends wherever we are, but this time, unlike the Game Boy, 3DS, or DS, it's done perfectly. That brings me to my next point, gatherings. The Nintendo Switch is a handheld partying console done correctly. Done right, if you will. You don't need to own 4 Switches for each of your friends to enjoy a game together, and on top of that, you don't all need that same game to enjoy a full experience. The Switch's multiplayer is not going to be a DS download playstyle thing where if you disconnect a Joy-Con, it's basically going to give you guys a small test demo with a select fill of characters or something of that nature. Rather, it'll be a full multiplayer / game experience that everyone can play and enjoy. Now, that's not to say there won't be games that require 2 consoles at all. Games like the brand new motion-controlled ARMS and the Splatoon 2 game will most definitely need a variety of different people getting involved. But still, there'll be a huge push for multiplayer games to come back, and Nintendo is definitely going to be bringing that in strides with their local multiplayer. Now, this one is a controversial topic, but I do want to make this point. Allow me to make my claims here, if you will. Reason number 3 is the release window is smart. Now, yes, this is a strong claim to make. What I'm trying to be is going to be completely honest with you guys. The Switch release is anemic. I mean, there's not many great games coming out for it in spring that are intriguing to us personally. I mean, yeah, we have some hits like a new Redout game, which is going to be an F-Zero style racing game, and some indie titles sprinkled through, a new JRPG called I Am Setsuna, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Those are some good titles to start your march off strongly, in my opinion. But to the casual fan base, are they going to say the same thing? Do kids really want to play a game like Redout or the new fast racing RMX? Or are they going to be looking for more Marios and Metroids and Fire Emblem Warriors? It all is going to see what's going to happen, but in my personal opinion, it's kind of smart that they're releasing it here in spring. Keep in mind, all the games we got confirmed are basically small pawns right now. We still have events like Nintendo Directs and the E3 press conference to show which Switch games are going to be coming out later down this year's pipeline. Nintendo releasing the console early is great, having early adopters get used to the gameplay and having fun. That's why there's going to be a free online period up until fall 2016. This is going to let us smaller fans get more interactive, learn more about this system, and hopefully promote it more for Nintendo themselves. They're going to be talking about what's going down in the console and building up hype and things of that nature is basically going to be our goal. So we'll see exactly what happens, and overall, I just think we're going to see what's going to go down. See, this kind of brings it to this whole sell thing I have here, where you're going to have people saving up their whole summer to buy the brand new Nintendo Switch, saving up the whole summer to pick it up and get a couple of games along the way. That'll get them a decent amount of sales, to be completely honest. I know a lot of people that do this with other consoles, but since they usually release in winter, they miss out on a huge chunk of sales, and that's why there's always a low period towards the spring of the year. And now, with this way they're releasing it, this may be that low period they could kind of snag up thanks to that summer period always being kind of hit and miss. Of course, on top of that, there's the holiday sales with games like Super Mario Odyssey and others we don't know about quite yet, and there's going to be other great games trickling down the pipeline as the console moves on, and honestly, it'll just be interesting to see the launch at the very least. Next up is the philosophy of the Switch. The pricing of the Switch is what we're going to discuss first. Now, the Xbox One S is about $300, and of course you can pick it up with the brand new game, and it has UHD or small 4K HDR elements. I'm sorry, not UHD. Small HDR elements, along with the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is around about $400, with the PS4 Slim, which is only $300. Now, both of these consoles have 500 gigabytes of space, and it's overall a humongous boost of space and etc. for the brand new and amazing Xbox One S, and of course the great PlayStation 4. Now, why does the Switch factor in? I mean, it's $300 for a handheld device, and of course, people are a little bit upset about that. Some people ask, why buy a Nintendo Switch when you could get a PS4 with more games or an Xbox One with more games for the same price? And it all factors into simplicity. Well, it's simple. Portability. Now, $300 to the mass audiences are going to look at the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One. They're going to see the Xbox One and see that's a lot of gigabytes of space, but how often are we going to install games or software on our device, considering they usually go out and purchase the games retail? And on top of that, when you purchase a game, you have to install it on your hard drive again. This is why the Xbox One and PS4 have a ton of space on their consoles. You have to install the game you just bought on a disc. Whereas with the Nintendo Switch, when you buy the game and pop it in, maybe we'll have an update or two to install, but that's going to be the basis of it. And on top of that, they're going to see, do I really want my kid playing all of these mature games and all of these games such as Uncharted or Gears of War 4, or can I get the Nintendo Switch, which not only will keep them busy during a car ride or two or during long sessions of that nature, but also it's going to be great fun for the entire family to get involved with. That brings me to reason number 4. Not only is Nintendo's pricing really smart, they're taking themselves super seriously about this. As I said before with the parents thing, what I'm going to say is the parental controls are finally done right. Not only can you monitor what your kid's doing if you're out and about on the go, say you have to just, do some work at home and you have to check up on them and check how long they've been playing a game. You could block your kid from adding random people, talking to strangers, or playing online with randoms. Now, yes, this is possible on the Xbox One and of course the PlayStation 4, but you can't really monitor what your kid is playing. This is where Nintendo factors in. Not only can you view how long your kids have been playing the games to see what games they like to play, this will also help parents decide what games their kid wants to pick up, and games they can assist their kid in picking up and showing like maybe this is too mature and etc. This is super smart, unique, and overall interesting, and I cannot wait to get my hands on a device such as this. Next up is the third-party support. Now right now it does seem kind of low, but we have to factor in the timing of the Switch launch in March, and E3 is only 3 months away from that point. That brings me to the point that there's going to be more third-party games when E3 comes around, because you do have to develop for the Switch. And I guarantee by 2018 we're going to see a huge plethora of third-party games, and mainly towards the winter and late summer of 2017, we're going to see 10 times more third-party games than at the beginning. The next point I want to make is number 3, which is diverse games. Alright, Nintendo is showing diversity in their game franchises again. Not only did the presentation not fall for the typical, hey look, we have Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, and yes, Mario Kart was in a Nintendo sizzle reel, but their big titles they showed off at the event were Xenoblade Chronicles 2, talking about Dragon Quest, showing off a new IP called ARMS, and of course showing off Splatoon 2. Usually they save new IPs of this nature for E3 press conferences, but here they decided to go all out and show it to us brand new on the presentation, showing Nintendo is more than just Mario and Link, and it definitely shows by the views on the YouTube videos and trailer statistics. People are interested in the brand new IPs, ARMS, the brand new Splatoon 2, and of course Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And that actually has me rather intrigued and rather hyped up that Nintendo is really pushing for these games, and I for one support that. Now, number 4 is going to be Nintendo taking themselves seriously about capturing footage and things of that nature. They're going to allow capturing and sharing of footage through the share button on the Nintendo Switch console, and on top of that, they're kind of advocating esports here. giving games like Splatoon 2 a local wireless play for 8-player or 4-on-4 versus teams, which is going to make it extremely easy to set up custom rooms and things of that nature for Splatoon 2 during the launch, allowing us to actually set up tournaments for Splatoon 2, which is going to be really fun. ARMS, during the Nintendo Treehouse presentation, I'll leave a link down below where you guys can watch both the presentation, the Treehouse presentation, and all the trailers, was showing, they were talking about not just the gameplay itself, but the frame data of each character, how they move, what are their benefits and weaknesses, how much super armor a character has after getting hit, and things of that nature. This is intriguing to us fighting game fans or people that are invested in these types of unique playstyles, that they're actually going in and talking so much about these features and just really breaking down the nitty gritty for us fans, showing that they do care a lot more about their esports scene, and they definitely want to at least try to support it the little bit they can. So those are just some of the reasons why I think the Switch is going to be a great success, and why, yes, the Switch is going to have a lot of flaws, and I do want to talk about those, but I'll save that towards a later video. Right now, let's focus on the positives. It feels like everyone is skipping past those. They're just kind of glossing over them and saying whatever, and just talking straight to the negatives and etc. While I completely understand where you guys are coming from, it's very important to cover the negatives of a Switch console and the new Nintendo console, because we want to see Nintendo succeed to their maximum potential. But let's just talk about the brand new release and brand new success that hopefully will come with the brand new Nintendo Switch console. Let's celebrate the brand new Nintendo Switch. So I've been Young Falcon signing out. If you guys are interested in my content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any more opinions, both good and bad, about the Nintendo Switch, and voice your concerns. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Follow me on Twitter, link down below in the description below, and of course follow me on Twitch if you're interested in watching me have fun and kind of see how I get my footage and just let's play some fun, interesting JRPGs and games of that nature. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.